everybody, it's Laura from Lawrence Branch, and I'm outdoors today, obviously, and the topic of today's presentation is for adults, and it is tips or rules or etiquette to follow for holiday gift giving of books. And I did a little bit of research, and I will give you the sources that I used at the end of this video. So what I'm going to read you is excerpts of some of my research. So this is not my personal opinion. I kind of took out the parts that I thought you might benefit from. So let's just jump right in, and here it goes for holiday gift giving of books. Okay, a book makes a fantastic gift, true or false? Both. It's true because books are personal. They show you care enough to pick something specific. They are a way of sharing something that moved you or made you laugh. They communicate, this really made me think of you. It's false because depending on mitigating factors and circumstances, a book can absolutely tank and prove to be a real stinker of a present met with, you shouldn't have, no, really. At least part of the satisfaction of giving books lies in, at best, signaling your own taste, and at worst, imposing it. Good etiquette is to choose for the recipient rather than what you think they should read. Another reason books make great gifts is because they can be both intensely personal and impersonal. Don't use book gift giving as a chance to give recommendations. Sometimes you love a book so much that you want everyone to read it, but that is not an excuse to buy 20 copies and give that one book to every person on your list. People don't like receiving books that are totally different from what they normally read. You may or may not agree with that. Even though you might think this person would totally love this book, if it's not the sort of thing they normally read, they won't read it just because you gave it to them. There are probably too many other books they've been looking forward to. Don't be that pushy person trying to foist your tastes on everyone else. And I've got a list here. It says 10 times not to give a book. You don't know, I think I'm only giving you 9 of these reasons. You don't know the person well enough, period. Rule of thumb, if you don't really know someone, you can't know their tastes. So even a book you adored may be inappropriate. Next, you don't know them well enough romantically. I read several stories about things that went wrong in that regard with gift giving. You don't know them well enough politically. Better to err on the side of caution, mixing politics and pleasure. Politics is often something not discussed much among casual friends, and it can be difficult to gauge a person's beliefs. Don't assume. If someone's a huge book nerd and they have everything, they've read everything twice, that's the time not to give a book. And the reasoning here was some people consume books like the rest of us consume oxygen. They manage to read while sleeping, driving, giving birth, ice skating, cooking. Voracious does not begin to describe it. These are the people to whom it is very dangerous to give books. Always keep the receipt and try not to take it personally when 4 out of the 5 books given result in an apologetic face and I've read this, I'm sorry. It was really good though. And that's, in that case, better to just give them a gift certificate. Also, don't give a book while you wish they did. They just don't like books. Somebody doesn't like books. And don't give a book while you wish they did. They just don't like the books that you like. Or they've become a minimalist. And this one was, they're in college. While your student may love reading more than food, sleep, and water combined, giving a book as a gift to someone with a full course load can be cruelty. And last one was, if you haven't researched the book properly, you don't really know what's in it. And the writer who gave that list of do's and don'ts, or don'ts, said, and if you've read the above list and feel safe that none of the scenarios apply, by all means proceed. Books often make the best gifts of all if chosen with love and wisdom. And for every book I've gifted that tanked like a lead balloon, I've given at least 10 that have been met with pleasure, delight, and genuine excitement. Not a bad way to stay on someone's Christmas card list. Okay. A little bit more here of how to figure out what to choose as a book gift. Take a peek at their nightstands and bookshelves in an effort to find out what they are reading now. Their favorite authors may have new books or collections of stories out or set for release around the holidays. Many living authors have their own websites that include lists of their favorite books, one of which may make an excellent gift for a fan. If their hearts belong to the classics, look for rare editions of beloved titles. Remember who's getting the gift. It can be very easy to give someone the book you think they should read, rather than one they may want to read. Think about their hobbies and interests and shop accordingly. Also, this recommends spying on them digitally. Dive into their Goodreads or Library Thing account. Look at their lists of to be read that they've set up. Look on Instagram. Spy on them physically. Creep your friends' bookshelves. Do they have every other book by one author, minus one? Get them that one. Do they have multiple editions of a certain title? They're probably collecting them. Get them a nice new edition. Ask the perfect question. An old tip from my bookseller days, this writer: ask the person you're shopping for what the last book they read and they loved was. Librarians do that too. Working into a conversation that doesn't have to do with gift giving, obviously. That might be hard this time of year. The answer will show you what genre or tone or style of book the person likes, and you could take it from there. Get tangential. This is especially handy for non-readers. Find out what they're into: bird watching, basket weaving, World War II, history, pop culture, whatever, and get a book tangentially related to that topic. A novel of World War II for the history buff. And so on. Examples of that. Further, ways to pick the right book. Is this person you're buying for a regular reader or a reluctant reader? Have they mentioned favorite books or authors? Have they talked about how they wish they could read more or wish they could find books they enjoy? You'll want to take each of these aspects into consideration as you consider the right book. You also have to think about who they are on a deeper level. What are their hobbies, passions, interests? If your friends spent several of their young adult days in the Peace Corps in rural parts of Asia, they may be more drawn to biographies of people who have left comfort to help others than to a flippant quick read about the plights and perils of dating in the United States. Then again, maybe that friend prefers their reading to be on the lighter side. At the end of the day, you've considered who they are on multiple levels and what they mean to you. Your passion and excitement will shine brighter than the sparkly bow you chose, and you can observe the power in gift giving of the written word. Okay. And so from my perspective, the reason I wanted to give you this kind of list is librarians over the years, we do around the holidays get requests from patrons, and they ask us for suggestions. They ask us for how to find online lists of gift giving of books. And certainly they come into the library and look at the books to see, hey, do I or do I not want to purchase this book for someone? So you could certainly do that. Take full advantage of whatever library you use, of the resources that we have. And certainly on our virtual branch, I was looking a little bit before I stepped outside to film this, and we have Flipster, where you can look and find all the holiday gift-giving guides in the magazines, and some of them have a book section, and then depending on which magazine you choose, some of them are mostly book suggestions. And also I've got my favorite place of finding lists, and it has been for several years, ever since I found out about it, is a website called Large Hearted Boy, and he curates all of the online books and reading and music as well, lists that he can get his hands on. And so you could follow him on Twitter, Facebook, I think he's got Instagram and Pinterest, and I'll give you that citation at the end of this. But just look at this list. You can see it in the sun here. It goes on for pages, and it's lists of all of the updated 2020 lists. So it goes from Amazon to Barnes & Noble, audiobook reviews, book page, Chicago Public Library, the different book lists. And so some of the topics that they're choosing: best business books, environmental, history, poetry, style, technology, thrillers, travel books. And it's international. It's got Canada, Most of your major newspapers are listed here, your major magazines. So honestly, this could be one-stop shopping for you. If you can't find a book list on his website, then it's probably not out there. And then the other thing was that on our virtual branch, we also have you know, the kinds of things that we subscribe to and make our patrons have available for them on choosing books that they want to read. And those are also good for choosing books that you might want to purchase for another person. Novelist is a good example of that, and that has both fiction and nonfiction. And I'll include some screenshots for that at the end of this as well. So I hope that I've helped you in some considerations and things to keep in mind as you're potentially choosing books. And go ahead and look at the resources that I excerpted from. I didn't touch on all of the things to be considered. One of the things was, you know, should you buy an audiobook or a physical book or a paperback book or an ebook? And different people receiving the gift might prefer different formats at different points in their lives, or depending on what topic or what the book choice is. So definitely I'm giving you further information to look. So happy holidays, everyone. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next time if you tune in. Have a good one, everybody.